So, you'd start out in Pioneer Town. You and your mother would have just moved here, and a well-known professor from a local college just happens to be a good friend of the family. They come over to meet you and offer you a housewarming gift, a choice between one of 3 starter Pokémon, along with the opportunity to take part in their Pokédex-filling research. The Pokémon you can choose from are Turtwig, Fennekin, or Sobble. Turtwig, corresponding to the abundance of tortoises in the region and the widespread indigenous tales of Turtle Island. Fennekin is a fiery fox that ultimately evolves into a mage, reflecting the psychics and mediums who visit and work in the area. And finally, Sobble the lizard that evolves into a sniper, calling back to the rich military history and influence by the largest Marines base in the country. So now that you've picked your starter, you're off on your very first route, the Pioneer Trail. On this route, you can encounter several low-level Pokémon, such as Weedle, Durant, Rattata, and Spearow. If you're really lucky, you might encounter a Bunnelby. The next route, Route 247, has the same Pokémon. It will have its south and east paths blocked off for road crews, who are repairing some power lines after a sudden power outage. This seems to happen quite a lot around here. You'll have no choice but to go north. If you walk this path at night, be warned, you might encounter a Murkrow, or rarely, a Hoot-Hoot. This path will take you to Homestead Valley. You'll have a chance to train here for a while, before you reach a mysterious labyrinth. The Pokémon that spawn here are the same, and just a little stronger, but if you're extremely lucky, there's a 1% chance of encountering an Abra. After completing the labyrinth, you can go back down to Route 247 and see that the path east is now cleared. This will take you straight into the city of Landers. Landers is a very interesting and quirky town, known for off-roading events and home to the very first gym you will be challenging. The gym is located in the iconic Integratron, which was said to be built through the instructions of extraterrestrials. This first gym will be a Psychic type. After you beat it, it's back to Route 247, this time along the now accessible southern side that leads to the town of Yucca Valley. Along this route, you'll be able to encounter additional Pokémon, such as Blipbug and Rillor. There's a rare chance of encountering a Varoom, and an extremely tiny 1% chance of encountering an Elgyem. Here's a list of all of the Pokémon you can encounter so far. Yucca Valley also has a gym, but you won't be strong enough to challenge it just yet. Instead, you'll have to fight off some mysterious bad guys who just stole something from the local museum, which also doubles as the Yucca Valley Gym. The Grunts will introduce themselves as Team Galactic, but once you defeat them, they won't play fair. They'll take off on dirt bikes heading west down Route 62. An old rancher will see the commotion and commend you for your bravery. He'll lend you one of his horses, a Rapidash, to pursue them. Now, you'll be able to ride Rapidash down western Route 62. Unfortunately, Rapidash aren't native to the Mojave region, so you won't be able to catch one of your own. Things start to get really interesting once you reach Route 62. In addition to day-night cycles, there's now a 10% chance every 3 hours for a random weather event to spawn. Certain Pokémon only spawn during weather events, and these events will affect a large region of the map, excluding Route 247 and everything before it. On this particular route, these each have a 1% chance of spawning during a weather event. Route 62 West features a whole host of new Pokémon to encounter. During the day, you can find Scatterbug, Joltik, Yanma, and Fletchling. At night, you'll be able to find Skorupi, Sizzlipede, Zubat, and Detonate. Regardless of the time of day, you'll be able to find Wurmple, Kakuna, Ekans, and Geodude. Once you reach Morongo Valley, you'll finally have a chance to encounter Team Galactic again. You'll battle them, beat them, and take back what they stole, a fossil. Morongo Valley's gym is at the iconic Spaghetti Western restaurant. This will be a fire-type gym. You'll need to defeat it before you're granted permission to enter the first open map area of the game, the Morongo Canyon. This area is teeming with life and functions much like the wild zones of Sword and Shield. Here, you'll be able to encounter a plethora of brand new Pokémon, like Silcoon and Cascoon, Alolan Geodude, Spinarak, Scyther, Raticate, Roggenrola, Ferroseed, and Oddish. Rarely, you will be able to find a Skiddo, Onix, Rockruff, Eevee, or Noctowl. Every other Pokémon from the previous routes can also appear here, with the exception of Abra, Elgyem, and Varoom. The weather-related spawns here are slightly higher, at 2%. Train here for as long as you can, because once you ride your Rapidash back into Yucca Valley, it'll be time to take on the gym leader. You'll return the fossil and face off against the grass-type gym leader. When you defeat him, the old rancher from before will come over to congratulate you. It turns out that he's good friends with the leader, and he's decided to lend you his Rapidash as a ride Pokémon for your journey. His Rapidash is itching to explore the region once more, and you've got just the right amount of spunk. Route 62 West Central is home to both old and new Pokémon alike. You'll find Spupa, Ekans, and Rufflet during the day. You'll find Skorupi, Golbat, and Noctowl at night. At any time, you may come across Cacnea, Execute, Natu, or Esper. If you're super lucky, you might find a Ralts or an Elgyem. You'll even be able to encounter a Mojave and Bonsly for the first time, and the weather spawns are a whole 3% here. Joshua Tree is the next town you'll find yourself in. It's the largest and liveliest of them all, featuring an abundance of shops and a farmer's market to pick up supplies, new outfits, evolutionary stones, and picnicking items for your journey. There's a central saloon where you can battle other trainers in various styles, such as double and rotation battles. Every day, the trainer pool is different. The Joshua Tree Gym is located at the Ranger Station. It's a ground-type gym, and beating it will grant you access to the coveted Joshua Tree National Park. You can come back to visit the Ranger Base anytime in order to take mini-quests from Rangers and assist them in various tasks. It could be research, collecting items, catching Pokémon, and rescuing missing hikers. Either way, you'll be rewarded for your efforts. And now that the park has been unlocked, a brand new weather event can now occur. Snow. Snow is an extremely rare event that functions differently from the other weather events. It has a 10% chance of occurring after rain or thunderstorms, but cannot happen within 12 hours of a heat wave. It will cause wild Pokémon spawns to drop by 50%, except for 3 Pokémon, Snom, Frostmoth, and Eevee. Leveling up an Eevee during a snow event is the only way to obtain a Glaceon. In fact, let's talk about how each of the evolutions are obtained here. Aside from the evolutionary stones, you can also obtain some of them in a different way. Leveling up an Eevee during a heat wave gives you a Flareon. Leveling up an Eevee during a thunderstorm gives you a Jolteon. Leveling up an Eevee at the Oasis of Mara, a location shown later in the game, will give you a Vaporeon. Glaceon, of course, is obtained from leveling up an Eevee during snow. For Leafeon, find a special mossy rock in the Morongo Canyon and level up your Eevee beside it. Every other evolution evolves in the same way as the main games. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you are now able to fly around the map on any large winged Pokémon that you catch. Joshua Tree National Park is a vast open area packed with a plethora of Pokémon for you to catch, ranging from common, uncommon, to rare. There are 4 different biome types: sandy, rocky, forested, and caves. Certain Pokémon can only be encountered in their respective biome. The sandy biome features the Trapinch, Silicobra, and Dunsparce lines, along with Bramblegast and Krokorok. The rocky biome has the Helioptile line, both forms of Graveler, both forms of Golem, Onix, Boldor, and rarely, Skiddo. The forested biome is pretty exciting, featuring Mojave and Bonsly and Sudowoodo, the Cacnea and Gloom lines, and rarely, you'll be able to encounter the Phantom line at night, or the different Lycanroc forms at their respective times of day. Finally, exploring the many elusive caves will bring you Gligar, Excadrill, the Zubat line, Steelix, various ancient Pokémon, and the Diglett line. Fun fact, you can also find the Diglett line near the Fault line, which is one of the park's many landmarks. Speaking of landmarks, one of them in particular is the most important of all. Skull Rock is home to even more unique Pokémon, and the next gym you'll have to face. This Ghost-type gym will grant a badge that is required to pass through the park's second gate, leading up to the next city over. Backtracking won't work either, as the route leading out of Joshua Tree is closed due to yet another mysterious power outage. But once you do get that badge, 2 potential paths will be opened up for you. Route 62 Central branches off into 2 paths, one leading up to Sunfair Road and the other towards Copper Mountain College. On this route, you'll be able to catch these possible Pokémon while weather spawns are set at 5%. You can come across a rainbow house here, filled with trainers looking to battle or trade rare items and Pokémon. Before heading up Sunfair Road, that same rancher from before will stop you. It's a muddy road that not even your Rapidash can traverse, so he lets you borrow another horse, his Mudsdale. Now you'll be able to move across muddy trails, including previously inaccessible areas on the map. This muddy trail lacks Pokémon spawns, acting more as a fun puzzle to complete. At the end of the road is the dry lake bed, where you can dig for fossils. Stones, plates, bones, claws, and rare items like stardust, star pieces, and comet shards can also be unearthed here, but of course, the fossils are the most coveted. 4 different fossils can be unearthed here: Omanite, Kabuto, Anorith, and Archon. Each can be revived and later evolved into their respective evolution once taken to a special research lab at the Copper Mountain College, which should be your next stop. Here at the college, you can also learn about the vast history of the Mojave region. You'll learn about the first Unovan settlers of the land, the different indigenous Mojavean groups, and the mythology of the great Pokémon who came from the stars. They'll teach you about the mysterious so-called energy vortexes that served as portals for the ancient gods and intergalactic travelers, how an ancient power sleeps beneath the land, stirring occasionally, ready to rise up and protect the region if need be. Stories of mythical and legendary Pokémon who once roamed the lands, but haven't been seen in hundreds of years. Lately, a lot of strange Team Galactic folks have been suspiciously interested in these old tales. Not only that, the science lab has been detecting odd energy fluctuations and thinks they could be related to the power outages. Whatever the case may be, there's no better person to investigate these mysteries than you.